What's up, guys, man, and welcome back to another Ultra Gaming Plus video. Today we're going to be talking about yet another manga series. We're going to be talking about Undead Unluck and what I think about the series, man. So if you're into that, stay tuned. Alright guys, man, we're going to be talking about Undead Unluck. My first impressions of the series, what I think about it, should you read it? So let's talk about it. So, man, I have to say that Undead Unluck is like a battle shonen that hits different. Like, I swear, it hits different. It hits different on a whole lot of levels, and we're going to talk about those levels. So the first person that you meet in this entire story is a character by the name of Fuko. She's a young girl who, like most young girls, she wants to find her knight in shining armor. She wants to find somebody to love her right. But unfortunately for Fuko, she has this one problem, and that problem is that she can't be touched by people, because if she is touched by somebody, she gets hit by this stroke of unluck. And sometimes it can be a minor unluck, like slipping on a banana peel, or sometimes it can be extremely fatal, like a meteorite coming out of the sky and blowing up an entire building. I mean, the stroke of her unluck power is freaking crazy. So you meet her after she just gets done finishing her manga that she just got done reading. She just finished her last manga, and she's at a down bad state of mind where she's like, hey, I'm going to kill myself. And so she decides to kill herself. So we meet her at a bridge, and she's ready to end it all. She's tired of everybody she's getting close to getting hurt, because once you touch her physical skin, the unluck activates, and whatever happens to you happens to you. And she was tired of it, so she did it. You know what I'm saying? She ended, she wanted to end her life. Well, a whole bunch of innocent bystanders was looking at her, telling her not to end her life. And so this is where she meets the character Andy, which is probably one of my favorite characters of this series. And the reason why I like Andy so much is because he is freaking hilarious. He is bad A from the first moment you meet him, and in half of the first manga volume, this nigga is naked throwing hands, which is hilarious. I mean, this dude is just naked. He's naked, butt naked, throwing hands. And I'm pretty sure all this stuff sounds nonsensical to you, but it'll all make sense, I promise. So Fuku meets Andy, and she's like, get back from me, weirdo. Stay back from me. I want to die. I'm tired of living in this life where I can't be physically touched by anybody, which is kind of sad if you think about it. I mean, because Fuku lost her parents, and that's how she found out about her power. Her parents gave her a hug or a kiss or whatever, or some kind of physical contact, and the train exploded, and she survived, but everybody around her died, which is really, really sad. So you got to think about it. Yeah, that's a really depressing situation. But Andy doesn't care, because he has this ability called undead, which is really, really cool, which means that nothing can kill him, and his body regenerates no matter what happens to it, which is really, really funny. And you can take that story-wise in so many different ways. But anyway, they meet, and she stabs him in the stomach, stabs him in the gut, and it hurts really, really bad to him. Like, it hurts really, really bad, but he doesn't die. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't die. He doesn't get hurt. He just moves right on. You know what I'm saying? He just moves right on. And so once he finds out about her unluck power, he snags her up. He takes her, and he takes her and takes her away. You know what I'm saying? He just takes her away. And this is the part where it may trigger you, because he does do a little bit, if not a lot, female groping. He does grab a lot, and she's telling him to stop, which to a lot of people that may trigger some people, so I do not recommend that part of the story. I'm not an advocate of that. I think that it shouldn't have been in there, but it is a lot of that stuff in Japanese manga, and I'm not saying that it's okay and we should look over it, but luckily they have censored how much he was doing, because in the original manga it was a lot worse. In this American manga volume, it is definitely cut down. So it's like one page where it used to be like a whole spread. Like it used to be a whole spread of him touching her in places that he wasn't supposed to touch her. But anyway, he touches her because he honestly just wants to die. He's lived years on this earth and he cannot die, obviously. So he just wants to die. So he touches her all over the body so that her unluck can kill him. And he does it in many different ways. And he almost dies in many funny ways. He slips on a banana peel and flies off the roof. It doesn't kill him. He gets his head chopped off. It doesn't kill him. It's a lot of other stuff that happens that doesn't kill him. And he's just trying to die, basically. He's tired of living. So you have two characters who are trying to die. They get together that supposedly should, they should die, but they live for each other, which is a cool point. It's a cool point in this series because unlike other battle manga like Jujutsu Kaisen and other battle manga that has came out like Mashle and stuff like that, these newer series, even One Punch Man at one point, these series that come out and do this one hits different. Because yes, the battles are great. Yes, the power scaling is great. And we're going to get into that. The power scaling is really, really good. And the way the power is written in the story is really, really good. Because we find out that Annie and Fuko are these things called navigators, which is really, really cool. But adding all that great action and all that great fighting scene, you have at the middle of at the whole of the story, you have Andy and Fuko, and you begin to really care about these characters. You actually care about the characters of the story. It's not Punchman and Unluck Girl. You actually care about these characters' relationship, and it goes from female groping and body rubbing to actually one of the more sweeter relationships in manga. Like they legit actually love each other and actually care for each other, and it turns out to be a really beautiful thing if you can just get past the first couple of pages of the manga. So if you learn anything from this review, learn to don't judge a book by its cover, because it seems like it would just be one of those mangas where it would just be female groping, kind of like the same thing that happened in Seven Deadly Sins. That kind of threw me off at first when Meliodas kept groping Elizabeth. After a while, I was like, okay, this is going a little bit too far. But and on the luck, it's like in the first chapter, and then after that, it's a really loving and beautiful relationship between these two, because they finally found somebody that they can depend on, and they finally found somebody that they can actually, love, and love each other. So, I mean, it's a really good manga. If you have not read it, man, I'm not going to try to tell you everything about it. I am going to talk about the navigators briefly. So, these characters, Fuku and Andy, and you meet other navigators, they all have these unique powers. Like I said before, Andy has undead, and Fuko has unluck, but it is some other characters that have vast powers, and it kind of reminds me of the power system, kind of reminds me of Hunter x Hunter. And I know a lot of people have said that in their reviews, but to me, it means that. The power scaling kind of reminds me of Hunter x Hunter, because their powers are not just, they can do these like godlike things. Their powers have flaws and weaknesses, which makes it, more relatable. Another thing too is the powers are absolutely amazing. The stuff that the author comes up with, man. Now, I have to say that it is only 4 volumes physically of undead, unluck, and circulation. I have the first 3. I'm gonna get the 4th one pretty soon so I can keep reading the story, but I have been reading it on the Shonen Jump app. Shout out to Shonen Jump app. If you want to get a first couple of chapters of this manga, you can definitely go on the Shonen Jump app and check that out for yourself. You know what I mean? If you want to read this manga. But that being said, man, definitely pick up this manga if you do want to try something a bit different. That's still battle shonen-y, but it does have a lot of I want to say shoujo aspects. I'm getting a lot of shoujo vibes with this manga because you actually legit start to, you know, get into the relationship of these two characters. It feels almost like a rom-com at some points, man, and it's absolutely amazing how those two genres blend together. I know that makes sense, but you just have to read it for yourself. But that being said, man, that is my review on Undead Unluck. I hope that you enjoyed it. That being said, down below, have you read Undead Unluck? Do you like the series? Do you think it's good? Do you think it's bad? Put it in the comment section down below, because I would love to have a healthy discussion with you guys over this topic. Man, you know what I'm saying? Be respectful in the comments, you know what I'm saying? But that being said, man, it's your boy Jordan. Stay ultra. Peace.